Welcome back, everybody, to our Final Fantasy VII OG original playthrough. Nostalgia Reborn, Masterpiece Relived. Now, we just get straight into it because we're going to have much to talk about. So, where did we leave off? Well, if you're not sure, we had just finished Midgar. We have to move on to our next town, our first exploration of the world map. But before we move on, perfect, just who I wanted to see. We have a couple of small things to do, and Materia magic. This is exactly why I wanted. Nice, learned enemy skill, Materia magic. Absolutely perfect. We wanted to get in combat with these guys to learn Materia magic. Oh, I should also note that I don't think I mentioned earlier, when you're in a pincer attack like this, and you have one character on one side and two on the other, anything with an all effect will only affect one side or the other. So for example, when I used Cure All on Ares, or Healing Wind even, it only affected her in Cloud. I am trying to do one other thing in the meantime. Perfect, Atomic Scissors. Now it's clear to kill this guy. That enemy skill we got, Materia magic. It's not so much useful towards the end of the game, but it's useful right at the start. It's also our first enemy skill. So we'll take a look at enemy skill. You can see, it scrolls up, we have Materia magic. One of the stars is full, and we're good to go. We also have a real strong weapon for Barret. Now there is one interesting thing about this weapon. Look at the description of the Gatling gun. Long range weapon. Assault rifle. Or assault gun. Long range weapon. The Atomic Scissors doesn't have it. This is actually a physical weapon for Barret. So it doesn't have the benefits of long range, such as staying in the back or being able to hit enemies out of range. But it's a pretty strong weapon, so we will take this opportunity to load up on Materia for him. We do need to move him out of the back row. Now, I was worried that that might take a little bit of time. But luckily, because we got both the things we needed in the first fight, we can continue on. So our next objective was to meet the group northeast in the town of Kalm. Which is where we're heading. I have to try organize it to get Cloud some kill shots. Oh, miss. Okay, we should be able to kill these. And at least with Barrett back in the front row with the cover materia, he's taking more damage, which means better limit bar. But anyway, it's Kalm, our first non-Midgar town. We've reached Kalm. Yo, I'll be waiting at the inn. Hurry and get your butt over there. Well then, I'll go on ahead. Oh, come on, listen to me. Got anything interesting to say? Thanks to Mako energy, life's pretty darn convenient thanks to Shinra. Don't you think? You're full of it. But I'd hate to think of what life would be like without Mako energy. Mako energy's made things a lot more convenient. But a lot of plants and animals have been disappearing at a rapid pace. I think the old life was better. Don't you think so? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, sure, I'm right. You think so, don't you? It's a far cry from what Midgar looks like, isn't it? Did you say you came from Midgar? I used to live there too, but I heard they got a lot of troubles lately. Locked, can't open it. Same thing. There was a suspicious looking man in a black cloak. He was carrying a mean looking sword. That sounds like someone we know. Received the peacemaker. Now, real quick, we'll take a look at what the peacemaker is. It's a long-range weapon, but it's a different type of gun than what Barrett uses. My older brother's so stupid. He's so embarrassing I could just puke. When I grow up, I'm gonna be a soldier. That's why I'm training hard now. Tourists, huh? Here are a few things you should know that will come in handy when you travel around the world. Want to hear what they are? Tell me. Then let me explain how to use the world map. Oh no, you know what? We already know all this. I'm just gonna skip this dialogue. Nope, I know it all. Is it true that Shinra makes monsters? It's true. Yeah, well, either way, as long as we use reactors, we can't stand up to Shinra. I'm just going into everyone's house and raiding everything. I got my health and enough to eat. All's well. My old man was a miner, but he couldn't go to work after monsters started appearing in the mineral mines. Now all he does is sit around getting drunk in the bar. I heard terrorists bombed a Midgar reactor. There have been a lot more dangerous accidents recently. I hate it. Just hate it. Me, I used to work in a mine down south called the Mineral Mine. But a while back, monsters started appearing. After that, business went to pot. Now I spend the days here, drinking. Stay out of the kitchen. Seems there's this group called Avalanche running around, but I guess the soldiers finally wiped them out. Oh, ye of little faith. This is the item store. So we don't need too much in the item store. But the Materia store comes in handy. Look at all this new Materia. We don't have a heal. We don't have earth. We'll leave that for now. A weapon store. Let's see what can we afford here. Now here lies the conundrum. My current one, luckily, it has the same slots and more. So we give him Earth Materia. But sometimes a new weapon, maybe a stronger weapon, will have less Materia slots. Or non-joined Materia slots. So you have to change up your strategy. Sell all this old stuff we don't need. I'm going to keep the assault gun. Just because it's still a long-range weapon for him. Cannonball is also another, what do we call it, melee weapon. Okay, we look good to go. Let's meet up with the crew. See what the plan is. Mr. Cloud, your party is waiting for you on the second floor. Cloud, you're late. Yeah, I was exploring the town. Can't reach it. Yo, man, you're late. Sorry to keep you waiting. Guess everyone's here now. So let's hear your story. You know, the one about Sephiroth and the crisis of the planet. Let's hear it all. I used to want to be like Sephiroth. So I joined Soldier. After working with Sephiroth on several missions, we became friends. You call that a friend? Yeah, well, he was older than me. I hardly ever talked about himself. So I guess you'd call us war buddies. We trusted each other until one day. One day? After the war, it was Soldier's duty to put down any resistance against the Shinra. That was 5 years ago. I was 16. Sure is raining hard. Hey, how you doing? I'm alright. I wouldn't know. I've never had motion sickness. Everything okay? Hey. Settle down. They gave me some new materia. I can't wait to use it. Just like a kid. You gonna brief us about this mission? This isn't a typical mission. Good. Why do you say that? I joined Soldier to be like you. But by the time I made first class, the war was already over. My big hopes of becoming a hero like you ended with the war. That's why I always sign up whenever it's a big mission. Kind of a way to prove myself. Say, how do you feel, Mr. Sephiroth? I thought you wanted a briefing. Our mission is to investigate an old Mako reactor. There have been reports of it malfunctioning and producing brutal creatures. First, we will dispose of those creatures. Then, we'll locate the problem and neutralize it. Brutal creatures? Where? The Mako reactor at Nibelheim. Nibelheim? That's where I'm from. Hometown. Sir! Something strange just crashed into the truck. That would be our monster. Sephiroth's not controllable here. Works on his own accord. Sephiroth's strength is incredible. He's far stronger in reality than any stories you may have heard about him. So, where do you come in? Me? I was mesmerized by the way Sephiroth fought. And then we reached Nibelheim. How does it feel? It's your first time back to your hometown in a long time, right? So how does it feel? I wouldn't know, because I don't have a hometown. How about your parents? My mother is Genova. She died right after giving birth to me. My father... What does it matter? Alright, let's go. Being on watch is so boring. We want to do what we always do. Shall we practice? Practice? Oh, you mean practice my pose. Do members of Soldier always have to worry about what others think? How did it go? Was it like this? Good job. I really don't want to be in Soldier. You keep wandering up around here and you'll get in trouble. The Mako smells pretty bad here. Yo, wait a minute. Isn't that, the name of Sephiroth's mother? I remember Genova, that damned headless spook living in the Shinra building. That's right. Barret, would you please let us hear what Cloud has to say? You can ask questions later. Tifa, I was only... Okay, Cloud, continue. The childhood friends reunite. I was really surprised with Tifa. The town was quiet. Everyone must be in their houses afraid to come out because of the monsters. No, maybe they're afraid of us. We leave for the reactor at dawn. Make sure you get to sleep early. All we need is one lookout. You others, get some rest. Oh, and you may visit your family and friends. I heard Sephiroth was coming, so I brought my camera. I want a shot of Sephiroth on a monster. Take my picture. I don't take pictures of nobodies. Welcome. Hey, aren't you... Have I been in here before? I don't remember. Now you're pissing me off. This don't matter, so get on with it. This is my house. It has nothing to do with what happened 5 years ago. Yo, wait, I want to hear. Me too. It's been a long time, right? Tell us more. You saw your family, right? Alright. I don't know if you call it a family. My father died when I was still young. That's why my mom lived alone in this house. Yeah, I saw my mom. My mom, she was a vibrant woman. Hadn't changed at all. But a few days later, she died. But when I saw her, she looked fine. Yes? Cloud? Welcome home, Cloud. Hi, Mom. Come, let me take a look at you. You look so handsome. So is this a soldier uniform? Mom, My, how you've grown. I bet the girls never leave you alone. Not really. I'm worried about you. There are a lot of temptations in the city. I'd feel a lot better if you just settled down with a nice girlfriend. I'm alright. You should have an older girlfriend, one that'll take care of you. I think that would be best for you. I'm not interested. Are you eating right? I'm alright. The company takes care of me. Is that so? I know you can't cook. I've been worried sick about you. Cloud? You know Cloud. Isn't that right, Cloud? I'll always be your mother. Let's stop this. Cloud? Did you go into my house? Yeah. I thought you might be home. Cloud? Did you go into my room? Yeah. Received orthopedic underwear. Makes you wonder. Cloud! It's true. Cloud, we're talking about something really important here. Oh, you're with the Shinra. Welcome. Oh, I'm sorry. It's you, Cloud. I didn't recognize you. Shinra? Chinra? Soldier? Salsa? Are you going to kill the monsters? Are you going to... Yes, kids, I'm going to kill the monsters. That's what Soldier does. Right? Nibelheim's a small, quaint little village. Is Shinra here to get rid of the monsters? And who are you? I'm Zangan. I travel around the world teaching children martial arts. I have 128 students all over the world. In this town, a girl named Tifa is my student. Did you say Tifa? Tifa has good sense. She'll be a powerful fighter. I want to see some Shinra techniques. And if you see anything you can use, you might want to incorporate some of my techniques. Well, good luck. The whole inn's booked up by Shinra for the night. Cloud? Is it you, Cloud? It must have been 2 years. Say, you've really moved up in the world, being under Sephiroth's command. What are you looking at? This scenery. I feel like I know this place. We're short one bed. We have an early start tomorrow. We should get some sleep soon. Yeah, let's get some sleep. I've hired a guide to the Mako reactor. I've heard she's young. I hope we can rely on her. Tifa's father. If I knew this was going to happen, I would have made mountain climbing off limits. Think they'd let me take a picture? Once the guide gets here, we're heading out. Listen to me, Sephiroth. In case something happens, trust me. I'll be alright, Dad. I have 2 men from Soldier with me. I'm Tifa. Nice to meet you. Tifa? You're the guide? That's right. It so happens I'm the #1 guide in this town. It's too dangerous. I can't get you involved in this. There's no problem if you protect her. Let's go. Mr. Sephiroth, please let me take a picture for a memento. Tifa, can you ask him for me too? Cheese. Great, thank you. I'll give each of you a copy once I get it developed. A Mako reactor was built into Mount Nibel. The cold mountain air of Mount Nibel was the same. I have a funny feeling they'll call it Nibelheim in the remake later. It gets harder from here. Follow me. At the bridge. Everyone seems to be alright. Will we be able to get back? These caves are intertwined, like an ant farm. Oh, and Sephiroth, one person seems to be missing. It may sound cruel, but we've no time to search for him. We can't go back, so we must go on. We'll travel together from here. So I've got Sephiroth with me. If it's hard to tell as a comparison, but Cloud's picture is different from the one in the main current era game. So let's see his equipment. We can't change his equipment, obviously, but he's got the, well, depending on how you want to pronounce it, he's got the Masamune, or the Masamune, gold armor, and a tough ring, vitality and spirit plus 50. If you look at his sword, it's got no materia growth. What materia does he have? He has mastered materia of all these types, and they're all linked to all. Versus me. Cloud has a preemptive materia. Increases the rate of preemptive attacks by 2. Oh, Cloud. So young and naive. What's this? A mysteriously colored cave. It must be the Mako energy. This mountain is especially abundant in it. That's why the Mako reactor was built here. So we can still get in combat. Of course, Sephiroth being out of control and himself, he just randomly casts top level, all-encompassing magic and just destroys everything. It's to drive home the point of Cloud being a newbie and Sephiroth being just so out of his league and so immensely strong. There's a funny story, actually, about Sephiroth. A friend of mine was stuck in Final Fantasy VII back in the day. And when he was stuck at the... I don't remember which part it was, but he was stuck in it. Also, see, you can jump in here. This will come in handy. But he was stuck at a part anyway. And then he went home for a few days. And next time I spoke to him, he said, "Oh yeah, I got by the part. There's no problem at all. It's good." And then, of course, he had Sephiroth in the party when he shouldn't have. Next time we saw him. So he used the action replay to cheat. And what's this? A Mako fountain. It's a miracle of nature. It's so beautiful. If the Mako reactor continues to suck up the energy, this fountain will dry up too. Materia. When you condense Mako energy, materia is produced. It's very rare to see materia in its natural state. By the way, what is it, or why is it that when you use materia, you can also use magic too? You were in Soldier, you don't even know that? The knowledge and wisdom of the ancients is held in the materia. Anyone with this knowledge can freely use the power of the land and the planet. That knowledge interacts between ourselves and the planet, calling up magic. Or so they say. Magic, a mysterious power. Did I say something funny? A man once told me never to use unscientific terms like mysterious power. It shouldn't even be called magic. I still remember how angry he was. Who was that? Hojo of Shinra Inc., an inexperienced man assigned to take over the work of a great scientist. He was a walking mass of complexes. A Mako fountain. So this is where the knowledge of the ancients is. We finally made it. We sure took the long way, though. Tiffy, you wait here. I'm going inside, too. I want to see. Only authorized people are allowed in. This place is full of Shinra's industrial secrets. But take care of the lady. Man. Better take real good care of me, Nan. We could block Sephiroth's path. This is Genova, right? It won't open. This is the reason for the malfunction. This part is broken. Cloud, close the valve. Why did it break? Now I see, Hojo. But doing this will never put you on the same level as Professor Gast. This is a system that condenses and freezes the Mako energy. That is, when it's working correctly. Now, what does Mako energy become when it's further condensed? Oh yeah, Materia. It becomes Materia. Right, normally. But Hojo put something else in there. Take a look. Look through the window. What is that? Normal members of Soldier are humans that have been showered with Mako. You're different from the others, but still human. But what are they? They've been exposed to a far higher degree of Mako than you. Is this some kind of monster? Exactly. And it's Hojo of Shinra that's produced these monsters. Mutated living organisms produced by Mako energy. That's what these monsters really are. Normal members of Soldier? You mean you're different? Hey, Sephiroth. No. Was I? Was I created this way too? Am I the same as all these monsters? Sephiroth. You saw it. All of them were humans. Human? No way. Ever since I was small, I felt that I was different from the others. Special. in some way. But not like this. Am I human? I didn't really understand what Sephiroth meant then. I was even more surprised that Shinra was producing monsters. Damn, Shinra! The more I hear, the more I hate him. Who would have ever thought that the Mako reactor had held such a secret? That would seem to explain the increase in the number of monsters recently. I think we should listen carefully to Cloud. Don't you think so, Barret? What, you talking to me? Oh, we keep talking. Poke his damn nose in where it don't belong. Cloud, why don't you finish that story? Whew. Tifa, were you waiting outside then? Yes. We returned to Nibelheim. Sephiroth confined himself to the inn, and he didn't even try to talk to me. Then all of a sudden he just disappeared, right? We found him inside the biggest building in Nibelheim. The villagers used to call it the Shinra Mansion. Long ago, people from Shinra used to live in that mansion. A lot of people dislike this Kalm section because it's a bit drawn out. There's no sign of Sephiroth, but I know I saw him go into this room. An apparently dead organism was found in a 2,000-year-old geological stratum. Professor Goss named that organism Genova. X year, X month, X day. Genova confirmed to be an ancient. X year, X month, X day. Genova project approved. The use of Mako Reactor 1 approved for use. My mother's name is Genova. Genova Project. Is this just a coincidence? Professor Gast, why didn't you tell me anything? Why did you die? Let me be alone. Sephiroth didn't come out of the Shinra Mansion. He continued to read as if he were possessed by something, and not once did the light in the basement go out. Sephiroth seems different. Who is it? Traitor. Traitor? You ignorant traitor. I'll tell you. This planet originally belonged to the Cetra. Cetra was an Cetra was an itinerant race. They would migrate in, settle the planet, and then move on. At the end of their hard, long journey, it was said they would find the promised land and supreme happiness. But those who disliked journeying appeared. They stopped their migrations, built shelters, and elected to lead an easier life. They took which the Cetra and the planet had made without giving back one whit in return. Those are your ancestors. Sephiroth. Long ago, disaster struck the planet. Your ancestors escaped. They survived because they hid. The planet was saved by sacrificing the Cetra. After that, your ancestors continued to multiply. Now all that's left of the Cetra is in these reports. What does that have to do with you? Don't you see? An ancient named Genova was found in a 2,000-year-old geological stratum. The Genova Project. The Genova Project wanted to produce people with the power of the ancients, or the Cetra. I am what was produced. Produced? Yes. Professor Gast, leader of the Genova Project and genius scientist, produced me. How did he... Sephiroth? Out of my way. I'm going to see my mother. Well, we know where he's gone if he's going to see his mother. He's left the village in flames. Hey, it's you. You're still sane, right? And come over here and help me. I'll check this house. You check that one over there. Terrible. Sephiroth, this is too terrible. The legendary cutscene. Or rather, legendary FMV. Sends Mount Nibble to the reactor. Papa? Sephiroth? Did Sephiroth do this to you? Sephiroth, Soldier, Mako Reactor, Shinra. I hate them all! Mother, I'm here to see you. Please, open this door. How could you do that to Papa and all the townspeople? He falls in slow motion. You promised that you'd come when I was in trouble. Mother, let's take back the planet together. I've thought of a great idea. Let's go to the Promised Land. Sephiroth. My family, my hometown, how could you do this to them? They've come again, Mother. With superior power, knowledge, and magic, Mother was destined to become the ruler of this planet. But those worthless creatures, are stealing the planet from Mother. But now I'm here with you, so don't worry. What about my sadness, my family, friends, the sadness of having my hometown taken away from me? It's the same as your sadness. My sadness? What do I have to be sad about? I am the chosen one. I have been chosen to be the leader of this planet. I have orders to take the planet back from you stupid people for the Cetra. What should I be sad about? Sephiroth, I trusted you. No, you're not the Sephiroth I used to know. And that's the end of my story. Wait a damn minute, that's it? No more? I don't remember. What happened to Sephiroth? In terms of skill, I couldn't have killed him. Official records state that Sephiroth is dead. I read it in the newspaper. Shinra Inc. owns the newspapers, so you can't rely on that. I want to know the truth. I want to know what happened. I challenged Sephiroth and lived. Why didn't he kill me? I'm alive too. A lot of this doesn't make sense. What about Genova? It was in the Shinra building, right? Shinra shipped it from Nibelheim to Midgar. Did someone carry it out later? It was missing from the Shinra building. Sephiroth? Damn! None of this makes sense. I'm going, 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 gone. And I'm leaving the ticket to you. Yo, Cloud, let's get a move on. Wait a sec. Cloud, what's wrong? You just gonna stand there for a while? Or Sephiroth heads for the promised land? I ain't letting Sephiroth or Shinra get to no promised land. If they do, then we're all screwed. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful, just beautiful. Yeah, just leave it to me. Oh, brother. Cloud. How bad was I after Sephiroth stabbed me? I thought you were a goner. I was so sad. The ancients, Cetra, Genova, Sephiroth and myself. Let's go. Barrett's waiting. What a fascinating story. Oh, Cloud, let me give you this. The PHS. Changing party members. So this will allow me... Okay, PHS will put us in constant contact with each other. I'm going on ahead. So basically what that allows us to do is I can now change party members at any time. I'm not going to yet. I just want to equip her with better gear. Okay. Now we continue on our journey. Now, typically, what I would do at a point like this is I would grind for a little bit. Not grind for levels and experience or AP, but I would grind out limit breaks as soon as possible. Now we want to kill the thief as soon as possible, because he can steal items from you and run, including good items. We have Barrett with a limit break, that'll come in handy next battle. No, it's been a while since we've saved it. Let's save it anyway. I'd hate to have to go through the previous section again. And despite it being a melee weapon, he can still do his limit break with it. Now you may remember when I was in Kalm, I bought a couple of hyper items. Hyper cures sadness, which I mentioned before. But if you use it on someone who doesn't have sadness, it causes fury, which increases the limit bar gain rate. Now we'll go into that little encampment now in a minute. Actually, we can go now. we have Materia magic. And inducing fury on people is a good way to help them get their second limit break in any level, since it requires you use the first one a certain amount of times. We still didn't get his one. It must be almost there. Work. Work? Work, work, work. 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 Receive Choco Mog Materia. That's another thing I'm going to mention. No one will ever convince me otherwise. Official materia, official material, official pronunciations, official translations, official games, live action, anything. No one will ever convince me that these are not called chocobos. It is not a chocobo. It's a chocobo. That's something you can look forward to for the next 20 plus hours. So, we finally have our first summon materia. Now, we'll go outside and check that out in a bit, but summon materia is different. Choco Bill. Thinking of crossing the marshes? Yeah. Then it'll probably be safer for you to get a chocobo. That way you can zip through the marshes with the chocobo. It's the only way to avoid being attacked by the Midgarzolum. Midgarzolum? It's a serpent-like creature over 30 feet tall. It detects the footsteps of anyone in the marshes. And then, bam, it attacks. To avoid that, buy a chocobo at me and Chocobo Billy's farm. To purchase a chocobo, please talk to my grandson. He's in the chocobo stables at the far right of the farm. Looking for an inn? Yeah. How about 100 gil a night? Alright, thank you for your patronage. We need a little bit of a recovery. Now, as he mentioned with the Midgarzolum, there's a marsh that we need to cross, just to the west. It has a giant snake traversing across it, or meandering around it, if you will. And it is severely out-leveling me at the moment. You're not supposed to be able to fight it yet. You can come back much, much later if you want, and then fight it. But if you get caught by it now, you're almost certain. Well, you are certainly dead. Wasn't it really expensive? But don't be mad at my brother or grandpa. Ever since mom and dad died, it's been like this. Do you want a chocobo? Yeah, give me one. You old folks are out of luck. Old folks? We're all out of chocobos. I'm taking care of ones out there for someone else. You know, if you really want the chocobo, you should go out and catch one. Want to know how to catch a chocobo? Now, I know this one. You see those claw prints out there? Wild chocobos would appear in those areas. But if you don't have chocobo lure, they won't come out. They're very cautious by nature. Chocobo lure? It's a type of materia which attracts chocobos. If you equip this, they'll come to you, but without it, they won't appear. Want to know how to catch a chocobo? How do I catch one? A wild chocobo always appears with other monsters, but you won't be able to catch it because of the monsters. That's why you must defeat the monsters first before you catch the chocobo. And then, While chocobos are really cautious, they'll run away from the smallest things. But if you use greens, they'll focus on them and won't run away. Want to know how to catch a chocobo? What else? Whatever you do, don't make chocobos angry. They're usually calm, but if you get them angry, you do get hurt. Oh, and remember, once you get off a chocobo, it'll escape. Okay, that's all we need to know. Well then, shall we get down to business? I'll sell you the chocobo lure for 2,000 gil right now. Well, we need to buy it. Thanks. Hey, you don't have enough. Yikes. A lot of money. Okay. Well, we need to go around outside. Get a little bit of the gil. There we go. This is the view I like to use on the world map. These are the chocobo claw tracks he was talking about. Now I can run around these all day, but without the chocobo lure materia, they won't spawn. So in the meantime, I just have to hope for the best. But hey, in the meantime, we can drum up our limit bar some more. Hopefully this is Barrett about to get his level, or his second level 1 limit break. Oh, and I forgot to use the summon materia. There it is, Mind Blow, finally. So let's take a look at Mind Blow. Reduces one opponent's MP. It's not a great one. Some of them aren't particularly useful for some characters, but some of them are. Some of them are really strong, some of them are AoE, some of them have other effects, some of them have restorative properties, and some of them are just multi-attack on single enemies, some are multi-attack on multiple enemies, some are single attack against multiple enemies. Ah, she got it. Flaming Peck. So, Flaming Peck it's an attack that has a chance to cause fury on enemies, or on people it lands on. And here is our Choco Mog Materia. First summon. So you can see Ares has Fury. There are other effects to Fury, like for example, you do take more damage, which is typically why your bar goes up faster. It's not always the way though, it does go up faster anyway, just with that equip, or with that status affliction. And, as I mentioned before, your attack is dropped. Or your accuracy is reduced, I should say. Like that, her one is up again. She'll have her new limit break in no time. Now for some characters it can be a bit difficult to unlock their limit level 2, or their level Level 1, Limit 2, Limit Break, because they're weaker characters. So with the likes of Ares, for example. Now that I think about it, what I should be doing is, because I have... So I could easily, just like that, transfer all of the materia across. Second fire materia yet. At least this way we can work on his one as well. How much gil do we have? Okay, we have enough gil. We need a tiny bit more though, because you need more than just the chocobo lore materia. This is typically the spot where I would grind out the limit breaks, because the birds can cast Fury on you, if I didn't already pick up some hypers to cast it on myself. For example, when I'm usually playing this by myself, when I'm usually playing this by myself, I will use this part of the game to get all the way up to Limit Break level 3 and unlock both of them at that level. Which naturally overpowers me for much of the game. And the reason why I just didn't fight those normally is those little kind of gopher enemies actually have an attack that not only cancels out Fury, but it will afflict you with sadness, which is the opposite. Meaning your limit break bar goes up less than normal, let alone less than Fury. Just like these enemies have as well. I forgot about this one. So you cancelled out Ares' Fury. Cloud's bar you can see is blue. Blue indicates sadness. We'll do maybe one more battle. I knew I was forgetting something. Actually, we won't need to do one more battle because, well, we'll see. Yeah, these little chocobos we get here at the moment, or well, that we're going to get in a moment. Oh, it wouldn't hurt to buy some greens either. Oh, and how fast the chocobo will finish eating depends on what type of greens you feed them. So naturally, the more expensive greens are the best ones, but they cost more money. So we'll go somewhere in the middle for now. But it doesn't really take effect now, but there are other things we need to worry about later when it comes to chocobos. What do I want to take off for a moment? Now, to catch a chocobo. It was so off-putting and jarring. Oh, the chocobo battle music, as you can tell, is now different. This one comes up whenever a chocobo is present. Where are my greens? No, I was too slow. Chocobo runs away. Yeah, it was so disjointing when you play, say, Final Fantasy X for the first time and you hear them say chocobo incorrectly. Now, there's two different ways to get around a chocobo running away fast before you can feed it greens. Number one, you can either manually put the greens at the top, like we're going to do now. So you can do that, get the greens at the top. Also, we have an item, let me see. Guard source. Any of these source items, they permanently raise your stats. So with the likes of vitality, we can go with, well, I'm just going to pump them all into cloud. So, I mean, most people will balance it out. You can use it to cover someone's weak spot. Typically, I leave them until much later in the game, but just for the purposes of this, we'll go through it. But the other option we can do is go ATB. So this one has the battle flow time. This is the one I mentioned earlier, where you'd have along the lines of, you can have it active, where it's constantly, no matter what's happening, the bar is always increasing. Recommended, where the game will decide if it's something, a scene that requires it to keep going, or a scene that requires it to wait. Or you can put it on wait, which is what we'll show off for the moment, because these two things combined help you help you feed a chocobo easier. If we can ever get one to spawn. There we go. A chocobo. So now with the greens right at the top, we'll feed them straight to him. Now you don't want to attack the chocobo. See, the problem is these little guys are not only in the back row, but they're pretty evasive. We'll feed him again. Let's keep him here. Caught a chocobo. Just like that. Now, you can attack a chocobo. It will attack back and then run off, which is actually an enemy skill, but it's a damaging one this early in the game. So this is our chocobo. There's the marsh, and you can see the Midgar Zolom running around. I was a legend back in the day because I managed to get across this without a chocobo before, without being attacked by the Midgar Zolom. Usually it makes a beeline for you straight away, which makes it difficult to get across. But actually managing it was something special. And there is a Midgar Zolom. Did Sephiroth do this? He's... just goes to show how much of a beast he really is. Now, it's important to note that the Midgar Zolom does respawn if you ever do come up against it. And it is kind of important too. Because... oh, learn enemy skill flamethrower. Beautiful. Because you can learn a spell, an enemy skill, from the Midgar Zolom. This guy's doing everything in his power to hurt everyone. No, I shouldn't have. Oh, never mind. I thought he was attacking someone else. So it's nice that we have Cloud's Limit Break ready to go. Also, we can take off the Chocobo Lure Materia. Who's targeting who is all very calculated and planned out. We do want Cloud to get the majority of kill shots to unlock his new limit break as soon as possible. Even though, as I explained before, kill shots from other characters, even if they don't have their second level 1 limit break, still count and they still can unlock their other one. But I like to unlock Cloud's one first. He's the central focus the majority of the time. Long range materia. This is the one I spoke about much earlier. So with the likes of this, we can, let's say, what do we have we can remove? let's just remove cover for the sake of it for the moment. So now we can place red in the back row. He will do full damage with all his attacks, even though it's a melee attack. But he will still take reduced damage because he's in the back row. And he will also be able to attack enemies that require long range stuff. Like if they're out of flying, or if they're flying enemies and out of normal range. He can also attack enemies in the back row and do full damage to them. Ensuring certain people do get the kill shots does drag it out a little bit, but... It does count for stuff like magic, so a common way of doing it is just giving that person something like a strong leveled up materia paired with all, or a summon materia. Oh, Ares unlocked her second limit break. Lovely. Seal Evil. Let's see what her one is. So this one constrains and stops the magic of all opponents. So it casts silence on every enemy. Unfortunately, every enemy is not vulnerable to silence. So that's a mind source, so that can increase, I believe it's spirit or intelligence for permanently. So much enemies. The benefit. Now, strange enough, the Chocomog Materia actually has two different attacks that come out. One of them is kind of rare, but it can come off and happen. And see, just like that, Ares automatically gains 5 kill shots towards her next limit break. I'm so used to giving Ares the... Just a second. The Cure Materia. By any chance, do you know who I am? The Turks, right? Well, if you know, then this won't take long. It's difficult to explain what the Turks do. Kidnapping, right? To put it negatively, you could say that. But that's not all there is to it anymore. Sir, It's alright, Rude. I know you don't like speeches, so don't force it. Then explain, Elena. I'm the newest member of the Turks. Elena, thanks to what you did to Reno, we're short-handed. But because of that, I got promoted to the Turks. Anyhow, our job is to find out where Sephiroth is headed, and to try and stop you every step of the way. Wait a minute, it's the other way around. You're the ones that are getting in our way. Elena, you talk too much. Botchamania. Mr. Singh. No need to tell him about our orders. Sorry, Singh. I thought I gave you your orders. Now go. Don't forget to file your report. Oh, right. Very well. Rude and I will go after Sephiroth, who's headed for Junin Harbor. Elena, you don't seem to understand. Oh, I'm sorry. Go. Don't let Sephiroth get away. Yes, sir. Reno said he wanted to see you after the injuries you gave him healed. He wants to show you his affection for us all with a new weapon. Well then. Ares, long time no see. Looks like you're safe from the Shinra for a while, now that Sephiroth reappeared. What are you saying, that I should be grateful to Sephiroth? No. I won't be seeing much of you, so take care. Strange, hearing that from you. Well then, stay out of Shinra's way. Just like that, they're gone. Strange considering everything we'd seen about them previously. Well, we'd have him getting another limit break in no time. Oh, perfect. I was actually just thinking, given the amount of enemies we've killed all the way through the game and up to now, we should be close to unlocking it. And there we have it. So we have Cloud's second level limit break. This is limit break 1, level 2. Diffuses after hitting one opponent. So, how does this one work? Well, after you hit one enemy, the target with it, it breaks off into multiple different pieces and attacks other enemies as well. Now, again, typically what I would do here would be where I would induce Fury onto Cloud, let him take as much damage as possible, filling up his limit break bar as many times as possible, and quickly using Blade Beam 8 times to unlock Kalm Hazard, which would be his next one. Oh, and all materia level up. That is perfect. I think that's our first materia level up altogether. So, this has 2 stars. So now, because it's all, I can use the multiple target effect twice per battle on this materia, instead of just once. Now we are out on the other side. We'll just help her kill as much as possible to unlock her next limit break. Just like that, 3 more enemies. See, there are ways to get through it as quick as possible, if you really just focus on it. There's a little cave over there. We can't access that at the moment. That comes into play as it's an additional side piece much later on, but we'll cover that too. This is an interesting enemy because it has an enemy skill, but it will never cast it on you. Now you may be wondering, see, there's a perfect example. It's out of reach, can't reach because it's flying. But even though Red is a physical attacker, he has long range materia, so he can still hit it. But back to my point. You may be wondering, how can you learn the enemy skill if he will never use it on you? Well, there is a certain materia eventually that allows you to take control of enemies, including using abilities that they would never normally use on you. It feels so weird making sure Cloud's not getting the kill shots now. But we can have a quick look around before we worry about what this place is. Wow, we're getting preempted all over the place. These giant green clumps are PS1 forests. Oops. You know, this will actually be a good time to... I don't usually use Ares' second limit break, but just for the purposes of demonstration, we'll do it. Silence on all of them. Ah, no. Well, who knows? It's already counting towards Cloud's level 3 first limit break. Now, there is a secret, for lack of a better word, that takes place in the forests of this game. Now, I've seen reports that it can be done as early as these forests. Also, that is Junin. That is where the Turks spill the beans, where Sephiroth is headed, and we need to go next. But I have never personally seen this secret take effect in these forests. Apparently it can happen. It's just a much, much smaller rate than the other forests. But before we head to Junin, we'll go on back over by the place we saw in the middle of the wasteland. She'll take him out in soon. He would probably absorb lightning. Just a guess, but... So we want to head over there. Again, yet another kind of backwards thing is... Let's try getting another fight here. How the controls are mapped. Oh! It has happened. It's official. This is now it for the very first time. I've never, ever seen this before in this situation. Now we're witnessing it live on stream or live in video format for the first time ever for me in all these billions of years. Now, this is very specific. So, there's a save point over there. It's a trap, basically. Man, I can't believe I lost. You spiky-haired jerk. One more time. Let's go one more time. Sorry. Not interested. Thinking of running away? Stay and fight. Fight, I said. Come on, what's the matter? You're pretty scared of me, huh? Yeah. Petrified. Just as I thought. What do you expect with my skills? Good luck to you guys too. If you feel up to it, we can go another round. Later. I'm gonna leave. I mean it. Wait a second. What is it? You still have something for me? So is that it? I know you want my help because I'm so good. You want me to go with you? That's right. Thought so. You put me in a spot. What should I do? But if you want me that bad, I can't refuse. Alright, I'll go with you. Well, let's hurry. Hey! Wait, I haven't even told you my name. It's Yuffie. Someone out there is gonna get on me and... I'm Yuffie. Good to meet you. Someone's gonna get on me out there. I was like, no, it's Yuffie. Just as I planned. Now all I have to do is a little this, a little that. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Hey, wait up. Wait for me. So, we officially have Yuffie, our first additional secret, if you will. First big mainline secret. And a secret character. You can go your entire game with never meeting Yuffie. And not only that, you can also, when picking those answers and stuff, if you pick the wrong ones, she can steal your materia, she can steal your gil, and she runs off. If you pick any of the wrong answers, she does all of that. That is the wrong button. But I am so happy that I have captured video evidence of meeting Yuffie on this side of the sea for the first time ever for me. I'm really excited about that one. Oh, we can use Blade Beam. So he shoots Blade Beam at the back, it diffuses, hits another target for less damage, but still hits another target. But the important thing is not only did we see Blade Beam, but we also got to use it, because now when you compare it to level 1, we needed to use Braver 10 times to unlock Cross Slash. Now we have to use Blade Beam 8 times to unlock the next limit break, and we've already used one of those. And then for level 3, you have to use the first one 6 times. So, that is good progress. However, we will leave this one here for the moment. We've had good story progress. We've even had a big secret progress as well, and good additional character development progress too. So we will save it here in the Junin area, and next time we'll be able to continue on to whatever is in front of us in this little place, and then continue the search for Sephiroth.